Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name is John McDonald, and today we're going to make a simple arrangement, again using a pin holder. I find that pin holders are a really useful thing to have in your toolbox or in your cupboard because you can just use them again and again and again. And they give you lots of opportunity to make an arrangement in the home or even for event work without having to use floral foam or without complicated mechanics. And the great thing about them is actually you don't have a big bulky base. You really just can bring your arrangement very close to your container. So our container today is really this earthenware dish. I presume it used to have a top, but I got it in a charity shop and I loved it because it's nice and heavy. So it's a good quality dish. We've got our pin holder. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just add water to our dish. And what we really want is that water to come up to the top of the pins at least. If it can go above the pins, even better. So we could start off with a little water and add a little towards the end. Now the other thing I wanted to use was this cute little basket. So again, I found this in a second-hand store. As soon as I saw it, I thought this is really cute and this could be used in so many ways. Like you could even make it with like a little bouquet inside. It's got so much potential. But what I wanted to do was to use it today in a way with this base. So we can actually use the flowers to support this. So we've got options. We could basically do it on an angle. We could do one up the top. But what I really like is doing it a little bit like this. So it's following the line of the base, but then we can actually make the flowers the thing that are really interesting. If we start with this and make this complicated, then the danger is that by the time we add flowers, we don't actually see that very well. So we're going to keep it simple, do it like this, and go from there. So the flowers that I've got are actually just some little roses that I got when I went shopping. I've got a couple of cannas from the garden, and this is actually off one of my little succulents, just a flower from there. I thought, ooh, it's just the right colours, so we'll pick that and use that. And I've also got a little bit of sedum that I have in the garden as well, and that might just be for creating a base. So what I want to do is look for a nice straight stem. So really a nice strong stem that we can maybe not worry about the what do you call it? Yeah, not worry about the stability of our arrangement. So that is really what we're wanting. So we've got that. Now, that is a bit wobbly, but as I add another stem or two, that's going to create a little bit more strength. So let's look for a second stem. Being here. Yeah, so straight away we've actually got a little bit of foliage with our leaf. And this makes it a little bit interesting. So, I need to have a little look at this. I think what we want is we want to have this is one of these designs where you have to look and see what you're doing and then make decisions. So I did like the big canna leaf. And the great thing about adding this down below is that we can actually use it to create a counterbalance to what we've got. But also As you can see, this is a bit fiddly. And this is really not the problem with flower arranging, but actually the joy of flower arranging is that things can be not necessarily straightforward. So what you can see there is we've got a little bit of depth by bringing this leaf forward and this piece back. So I'm going to just trim off them, and we can bring this to the back here. I mean, ultimately with the pin holder, what we want to do is we want to remove the actual pin holder from sight. So, by adding those little pieces of this foliage, then basically the sedum, then basically we're able to start to hide that pin holder. Now we could change this if we wanted. We could make that more round. That wouldn't be an issue. In fact, I quite like that. Now this has got a really nice straight stem. It's got a really nice leaf. So I think what we'll do is we'll use this up here. And then this becomes, gives us a little bit of movement between here and there. And then what we want to do is do that with the roses here. So I can just give this a little twist as well. Yeah, we don't want the two canna flowers just to sit quite so close together. So let's have a little look at our roses. Now I really want to take one right in to the back here. I think that's quite nice, having that little bit of colour. But even then, that's still a little bit long. So we'll just take him down a little fraction more. That's the great thing with this little basket, is it actually has really good spaces for us to see what we're doing with our flowers. So with this rose, I'm going to just put it in and then bring it forward. And we need to really just check where we're at. So what I need is I need a little bit more colour just up into there. Not any good if that breaks. So yeah, perfect. So we've got quite a sweet little arrangement at the moment. Now, I've only got 2 roses left, so do we use them or do we not? Sometimes you don't need to use everything. I think it's interesting. If you're not sure where to place something, you can always use a head just to see. So we can have a little look here. It would be nice to have a rose to the back. And maybe even, I hate wasting roses or flowers, so we can now you're probably thinking what a waste of flowers putting them through the back, but what it does is it takes your eye through the design, it puts a third dimension into the actual composition, which is really worth having. Now I think we just want to move that more straight. Again, I want to make sure that these are actually in the water. And then just to finish, I've got my little succulent flower, and this is going to give us a little contrast. And the great thing with this is it's really going to be supported by the basket, which is great. So even though it's a very, very thin stem that might struggle going onto a pin holder, then actually it works really well because the basket is creating a mechanic for it to stand in. So all we need to do now is just check our water level, make sure that we're happy with how everything is sitting. And there we go. We've got a simple container, as in a tray. We've used the pin holder and we've used this feature of this interesting little basket. So simple design and ideal for the home and something that you can really enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, then click here to subscribe. We've got new videos every week and we'd love you to join us for more. Take care and bye for now.